A Harley-riding, bad biker chick, military veteran, master negotiator, speaker, author, trainer, coach, Kenya Bead Queen, girly girl. And most importantly, a mom. I haven't always been all those things. At 19, I was a lost and confused kid, running with the wrong crowd, headed down a loser's path. Drama, dumb decisions, abusive relationships. Problem was, I always felt abandoned. Anybody here ever felt abandoned? A lot of it had to do with my mother dying of alcoholism when I was only 12 years old. Could have been that time I was 16 and I dropped out of high school and nobody cared. Or maybe it was that time when I was 18. I'd just come home from hanging out with my friends, looking forward to kicking back, grabbing a snack, watching some TV. I opened the door and went inside and couldn't believe what I saw. Nothing. It was empty. The furniture was gone. Everything was gone. My father had packed up and moved to Florida, didn't even leave me a forwarding address. I was alone, abandoned, had no one to turn to. One day I saw a commercial about the Air Force. Air Force, a great way of life. Sounded like an adventure, a chance for a different life. Within a few months, I found myself in a room with the U.S. flag. I, Eldonna Lewis, do solemnly swear to support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. From the moment I took that oath, I realized being in the military was so much more than wearing a uniform or carrying a gun. It was that deep connection, that special camaraderie that made the difference. Everywhere you looked, there were people to turn to, people who cared, people who had your back no matter what. And I knew I'd never be abandoned again. This military, these people, this Air Force for me was a great way of life. It was a great way of life. My original intent was to get in, do my 4 years, and get out. But in April 2003, I retired from the United States Air Force with 23 years of honorable military service. Growing up in the chaos and trauma of alcoholism forced me to become tenacious in order to survive. Tenacity is defined as being very determined. Somewhere deep inside, I determined to be tenacious, to dig in, to not let circumstances defeat me. Being tenacious gave me that never give up, never give in, never quit mentality that helped me push past the past and stand tall and proud despite the circumstances and struggles in the military, in business, and in life. The circumstances I'm facing today have me returning to a corporate job where I have to report to a building and a desk for work. I never thought that'd be me after leaving the corporate world 3.5 years ago. It hurts. It's challenging. It's very emotional. I've cried, been frustrated, angry. I thought it was a failure and not a success because my speaking business had become unsustainable. Mary Kay Ash of Mary Kay Cosmetics says, fail forward to success. I had a lot of failures in life, but this one really knocked me back because I was so passionate about sharing my message and speaking. I felt sad inside and like success was out of my reach. But what is success anyway? What somebody else or social media says? Who I compare myself to? Success is defined in the dictionary as the accomplishment of an aim or purpose. And I've accomplished many things in my life. 2 amazing adult children, a 23-year military career, college degrees, author in many books, professional speaker, and a bad biker chick. I've decided I'm going to define my success, not let other people define what success is for me. I may not be super rich, super intelligent, or have it all together, but John Maxwell said that everyone has the potential to become an encourager. You don't have to be rich. You don't have to be a genius. You don't even have to have it all together. All you have to do is care about people and initiate. I care about people, and I'm initiating, which is why I know the play and I returned to a corporate job. I worked for a couple of defense contractors when I retired from the military, doing the same type of work, contracts management. I love contracts and negotiation. I love speaking about it even more. I started speaking in 2006 when I joined Toastmasters and challenged myself by entering speech contests and winning several. It was amazing. It inspired me to become a professional speaker. And I worked hard to achieve those dreams. I spent countless hours learning how to deliver a message, create and deliver experiential training, and move an audience. I used to be petrified to speak in front of people, but my tenacity enabled me to push past that, become a professional speaker, and make a living at it for a while. Unfortunately, that business has dried up, and at the same time, I'm called to something greater, which is where I have to know the play, the next play in the playbook. Why not keep bidding on jobs, reaching out to potential clients to book me to speak or hold my public trainings? It's because those plays are not in the playbook. I'm a big football fan. Go Cowboys! We got some Cowboys fans. I've been a Dallas Cowboys fan since I was in elementary school, and I used to watch the games with my dad. I still have the scrapbooks and the clippings from those games, and when I look at them, I remember those special times I shared with him. In football, when an offense is getting ready to run a play and they want to make a change, the quarterback calls an audible. An audible is looking at the playing field and making a quick change. I decided to look at the playing field of my own life and call an audible 22 months ago when I went on a mission trip to Kenya. I went to serve the suffering and displaced people in Kitale, Kenya, about an 8-hour drive from the capital city of Nairobi. Kenya has industry, tourism, commerce, but there's also extreme poverty there too. They have no social services, no foster care, no food stamps, no shelters. There are little kids as young as 5 years old with no families living on the street, just trying to survive. It's overwhelmingly sad. Every place in Kenya we went resonated with me, and then we went to a place called the Kipsongo slum, which is one of the worst slums in Kenya. Their homes are mud huts with a tin roof and a dirt floor. No running water, no kitchens, no bathrooms. There's extreme violence there almost daily. To feed their families, many of the women resort to selling illegal alcohol, picking food scraps from the dumpster, or prostituting themselves. Basic medical care and education is out of the question because they just can't afford it. Man, I'm a tough military chick, but when I saw what these women faced on a daily basis, I was filled with compassion and compelled to help them in some way, but I didn't know what I could do. When we were getting ready to leave, there were a few women selling some handcrafted baskets and beads. One of the women, Patricia, gifted me with this handcrafted necklace I'm wearing made out of magazines. She gave me one of the products she needed to sell to feed her 5 kids. They are so full of kindness and joy that I had to serve them further. Service before self is an Air Force core value that I lived the 23 years I served in the military. It didn't leave me when I left the Air Force. I may have taken off the uniform, but those values will stay with me for life. That night, after we visited Kipsongo, I went to sleep thinking about Patricia, the ladies in Kipsongo, and their children. It was tossing and turning. Suddenly, I woke up with an idea that wouldn't leave me alone. Buy some beads. Sell them with your book when you speak. Baskets and Beads was born. I was excited to get to initiate something to make a difference and also leave a legacy of service as an example for my offspring. I bought about half a suitcase of beads and brought them back and sold out. I kept having to increase the order because I kept selling out. Earlier this year, we brought back 14 suitcases of beads, and we've had to initiate shipping resources because we keep selling out. Baskets and Beads is changing the lives of these women, their children, and giving them real hope. My bigger vision is for a sustainable beads business, farming, and to get them out of that slum. I've started a nonprofit. I'm working on fair trade certification and getting bigger contracts with stores like Whole Foods, Francesca's, and Nordstrom's. This is the new play for my life. To help these women in Kenya. And also, as the business grows, help my veteran brothers and sisters back here by putting them back to work. I need finances to support myself and also to feed into the business in order to build it to sustainability. I have 34 women there that I'm serving, and I'm committed to ensure that they have victory over poverty. I know the play, God's calling for my life. I didn't volunteer to serve in Kenya. I mean, come on, who would volunteer to serve somewhere that takes more than 24 hours just to get there? They have bugs with diseases, there's water that runs out, and there's no internet half the time. I didn't volunteer to go to Kenya and serve there. I was called to serve there, and I said yes. And I am committed to helping live this Air Force core value, service before self, as I give these women a hand up, not a handout, by building self-sustainable families through entrepreneurship, one woman at a time, empowering women, saving children. I am tenacious, I am successful, and I know the play. Oh, and I am a Harley-riding, bad biker chick, military veteran, master negotiator, speaker, author, trainer, coach, Kenya bee queen, girly girl, and most importantly, a mom.